Violence involving the regional allies of Iran-backed Hamas, considered a terrorist group by the US and EU, has surged since the war in Gaza started. Deadly violence in the West Bank, exchange of fire over Israel's border with Lebanon, and strikes by US forces and Iran-backed Yemeni rebels in the Red Sea have raised concerns and fears of an escalation beyond the Gaza Strip. Iran is going after targets in Iraq and Syria, and now 2 US Navy sailors are missing off the coast of Somalia, another nation in the West Asia, North Africa region. And adding to the worrisome mix is the involvement of the terror groups like ISIS and Al-Shabaab. In fact, fighting has ravaged the Gaza Strip since October 7, when Hamas militants carried out an unprecedented attack on Israel. It resulted in more than 1,100 deaths, mostly civilians. And vowing to destroy Hamas, Israel started a relentless military campaign that has killed over 24,000 people in Gaza, mostly women and children. The US has more than 3 months of conflict, displaced roughly 85% of Gaza's population, crowded into shelters and struggling to get food, water, fuel and medical care. And since the start of the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza, the West Bank experienced a level of violence not seen since the Second Intifada between 2000 and 2005. 3 Palestinians were killed on Monday in separate clashes with the Israeli army. The Israeli army said its troops had opened fire and killed 1 person in Dura, near Hebron, after a crowd of around 100 hurled Molotov cocktails and blocks at them. The Israel-Lebanon border has seen near daily exchanges of fire between Iran-backed Hezbollah militants and Israeli forces, and violence on the border since October 7 has killed at least 190 people in Lebanon, including over 140 Hezbollah fighters and more than 20 civilians, including 3 journalists. In Israel's north, at least 15 people, including 9 soldiers, have been killed. Israel and Hezbollah fought a month-long war in the year 2006. Yemen's Houthi rebels hit a US-owned cargo vessel with a missile on Monday. It heightened fears for the volatile region after repeated attacks on shipping triggered American and British strikes. After the Western strikes against scores of rebel targets last Friday, the Houthis said they would not be deterred and declared that US and British interests were legitimate targets. Attacks by and against the Houthis, part of the axis of resistance of Iran-aligned groups, have raised concerns about violence spreading in the region from the Gaza war. The Houthis say their attacks on the Red Sea shipping are in solidarity with Gaza, where Iran-backed Hamas militants have been at war with Israel. Around 12% of global trade normally passes through the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, the Red Sea's entrance between southwest Yemen and Djibouti. The rebel attacks have caused much shipping to be diverted thousands of miles around Africa. Iran's Revolutionary Guards have launched missile attacks on multiple terrorist targets in Syria and Iraq's autonomous Kurdistan region. The official Iranian news agency said the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps missiles destroyed a spy headquarters and a gathering of anti-Iranian terrorist groups in Erbil. Remember, Erbil is the capital of Iraq's autonomous Kurdistan region. The Iranian troops later hit with ballistic missiles in Syria at what it dubbed gathering places of commanders and main elements related to recent terrorist operations. On the 3rd of January, suicide bombers struck crowds gathered near the tomb of the revered late IRGC General Qasem Soleimani in the southern city of Kerman. The attack, for which the Islamic State group later claimed responsibility, killed around 90 people and left scores injured. The IRGC also said it had struck an alleged Israeli target, announcing a missile attack and the destruction of the Israeli spy headquarters in the Kurdistan region of Iraq. It said the Israeli spy headquarters in Kurdistan had been the center for developing espionage operations and planning terrorist actions in the region. Analysts and experts are concerned that the tensions are spreading to North Africa. 2 US Navy sailors have been reported missing at sea while conducting operations off the coast of Somalia. The sailors were forward deployed to the US 5th Fleet Area of Operations, supporting a wide variety of missions. And the 5th Fleet's area of operations covers about 2.5 million square miles of water and includes the Gulf, the Red Sea, Gulf of Oman, and parts of the Indian Ocean. US forces, in fact, have long operated in Somalia in coordination with and on behalf of the government, mostly conducting regular aerial strikes to support official forces fighting extremist al-Shabaab rebels. Washington has designated al-Shabaab as a terror organization. According to the US Africa Command, al-Shabaab is the largest and most kinetically active al-Qaeda network in the world. The alarm bells are ringing and the fears of a deadly spillover in the Tinderbox region continue to spiral. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.